Greetings all, thedvsmonkey here. I know it's been a while, however, I did warn you that November and December were going to be ugly as far as how busy I was going to be for work and that I wouldn't be able to post as much. And I haven't been able to. It's been crazy. Plus, there's been a lot of bullshit that's been happening, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. The bullshit. So here's what happened. I've had a horrible couple of weeks with technology. It's just been awful. So here's what happened. Long story short, I decided that I was going to pare my kit down, and I didn't want to carry a big bunch of heavy phones and all kinds of crap in a bag and a bigger bag and then another bag. So I decided that I was going to just put it down back into this small little bag, and I was going to get smaller phones and not carry as much shit with me because I'm one of those people that's like, well, you never know, you might need it. And the 1 in 100 chance that I need it, I'm still carrying it around, and it just got to be stupid, and I was carrying so much stuff. Now, I've also had a very rough time with my spine, which also got bad because of the surgery on my melon, because I haven't been able to get adjusted or massaged, and I haven't gotten a decent night's sleep because, you know, there's no way that you can lay on this thing and have it not hurt. Wham. So, all right, all that said, I've been miserable. My spine has been very angry, and that's what led me to my decision to get smaller stuff and carry less shit. So I decided I was going to get 2 iPhone 12 minis, one for my work phone and one for my personal phone. I went online to this site that we're supposed to go through for work and seemingly didn't have any problems, and I ordered it, and it was even cheaper than I expected it to be. Then I went and ordered my personal phone and ended up getting, you know, the iPhone 12 mini, and I went to Best Buy in anticipation of getting everything, and I bought glass screen protectors and a couple of cases. So I got the case, well, I got the phone last Saturday, and I wedged it into this case, which was just, it was too hard, physically hard, and I couldn't push the buttons in to like do the power, turn the screen on and off, take screenshots and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, man, I'm gonna break this damn thing trying to push these buttons. It's so hard. I said, all right, I've got to go get another case. So I was gonna go back on Monday and take care of that. Now, here we go. Sunday, I decided I really needed to get some work done. So I'm sitting in my office, and I get, of course, I've been getting hammered with, you know, you need to change password, you need to change password. And I couldn't do it. No matter what I did, no matter how I tried to follow the directions, it wouldn't work. So I called the IT department, and even the IT guy was like, why did they send you those directions? Those are horrible. Like, that's so confusing. Just do this. And it was done in like 5 seconds. I was like, great, thanks. Well, got off the phone, had to restart the computer. It shut off, and then it never turned back on at all, ever. So I had to email my boss and tell him, dude, I've got a lot of shit to do, and I can't get the computer to turn on. And then Monday morning, I decided that I would try to call the help desk. And the guy's like, I'm not even going to dick around with it. I'm just going to send you a new laptop. Like, we're not even going to screw around with it. And I was like, okay, well, you need to know that this is like the busiest time of the year for me. I have to get this computer. How long am I going to have to wait? And he's like, well, it depends on what's in stock. You know, I sent a bunch of computers to this city and that city. You know, I'll try to get it to you as soon as possible. We'll come back to that. Now I decide, okay, well, I can't do any work. I'm going to go and get a new case for the phone. I put everything in, you know, the old case, and I already had the screen protector on, and I drove to the Best Buy, swapped the cases out, and ended up getting an OtterBox, and I put it on at the store, you know, while I was looking at them, and everything worked great. I said, okay, no problem. A little bit more expensive, but it works. Took it out of the case, put it back in the box, went up, did the exchange and all that kind of stuff, walked out into the parking lot, and as I was getting into the truck, the phone fell out of my pocket and hit the parking lot, and it fell flat on its back. And I was like, I actually started laughing, thinking, well, that's why you buy a case. And I picked the phone up, and it fucking had like exploded. The glass was shattered, the camera lenses were shattered, and everything. It fell 2 feet flat on its back, and it disintegrated. So all of these videos where people are showing you how amazing the new iPhone is and how sturdy it is, and they're hitting it with drills and picks and smacking it and all that shit, they're full of crap, because that goddamn thing exploded in a 2-foot drop. Needless to say, I was pretty pissed. I had a brand new $900 phone for 2 days, and I destroyed it. So I picked it up, got in my truck, drove right to the Verizon store, and because of pandemic shutdown bullshit, she gave me a brochure and said, call this number, it's for the insurance. They'll take care of you. Now, long story short, because I'm starting to get pissed thinking about this, they denied it. They said I didn't have the right phone, blah, 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 blah. I called back 2 more times. I ended up getting with a woman who said, well, they didn't deny it because of you trying to get a different phone. They denied it because we don't have a phone to give you. And I'm like, well, why the hell didn't she just tell me that? Instead of giving me some bullshit about I was trying to get a different phone, whatever. Bottom line is, they didn't have a phone for me because it's so new. She said, I don't know how long it's going to take. So, okay, fine. Just go ahead, put it on the back order, call me when you get it, or send it to me, whatever the hell we got to do. In the meantime, I decided, okay, well, there's a local repair place, and maybe they can repair it, because I really didn't even want to have to get another phone. I mean, in my mind, the only thing that was wrong was the glass was smashed, and of course the lenses on the camera. So I took it to this place, and only one lens was broken. They replaced that, but then he explained to me and actually showed me why I shouldn't peel the broken glass off. I put packaging tape over it, and I shoved it back in the case with the new lens, and that's what I've been using since last Tuesday. In the meantime, I get notification from my company after I turned all the paperwork in and all that kind of stuff that I could go ahead and go to the site, but it links you to a guideline on what you're supposed to do and not do and what you can pick and what you can't pick. Right off the bat, they said, we no longer provide discounts. You got to pay full retail. So my company expects me to spend $900 on a phone that I'm using for my job. Hell no, I'm not doing that. So I got back to the mobility department and I told them, go ahead and cancel it, because there's no freaking way I'm paying out of my pocket for a phone that I have to use for work. That kind of throws off my whole idea of paring things down. So I'm just going to keep my old ass non-battery available iPhone 8 Plus, and maybe somewhere down the line I'll take it back to this place and they can put a new battery in it. But for now, I'm not even dicking around with it. Then I was told that I was going to get the laptop from the company on, I think it was Wednesday, and he sent me a tracking number on Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, great, that's awesome. You know, I only lost 3 days, because I know that when I get this laptop, it's not going to be set up. So I'm waiting. It says I'm supposed to get it by 5:30. Doesn't matter, I didn't get it. The tracking never updated from label created. So I messaged the IT guy, and I said, I didn't get it. The tracking never changed. He goes, well, maybe you'll get it tomorrow. So now here we are. My work is piling up every single day and getting worse, and I'm getting more and more stressed out. I was so pissed that I didn't get that laptop, and that I broke my phone, and that I couldn't get a new company phone unless I paid, $900 out of my pocket. Like, I started to get really, really crazy. Now, come Thursday, I end up getting the laptop, 2:30 in the afternoon. I open up the box, pull it out of the bubble wrap, and it's screamingly obvious that they sent me a used computer. Unlike the brand new one that I had, that I didn't even have for a year, that stopped working. Okay, no problem. And that's before I even lifted the screen up. I'm like, okay, I'll have to sanitize it anyways. So I get out the alcohol swabs and I'm wiping that outside down all the time. I open that damn thing up. I literally had to scrape shit off of the screen. That's how disgusting it was. So I'm scrubbing the keys and in between the keys and everywhere around it, and I use screen cleaner and I'm trying to wipe the screen down, and literally I'm having to scrape. I had to use a card to scrape all the shit off the screen and then sanitize it all again and all that kind of stuff. And then I get past my squigginess and I'm like, okay, now I'll turn it on. I turn it on. At least they had it set up for my name so that when I initially turn it on, I don't have to type all that shit in. I just have to put my password in. Whereas on the other one, it never did that. I had to type in my email. I had to type in my password. I had to do all this crap to get into the computer. And that's just to get in the computer. Now I look, and of course, there's nothing on the computer. So there's nothing that I have that I can do my job. So I call the help desk and I'm like, yeah, I can't, I need all these programs and all that kind of stuff. Well, now apparently with the new company, they have it set up that they have this place called the store where you don't need help desk to put that stuff on there, because you had to have admin privileges, which of course they don't give you. So I go in and I find all these programs and I download them all. There's still programs that aren't available to me, and there are still important things that I need to access that I cannot access. So I had called the help desk 5 times that day. And we're talking 5 hours. I had called several times and I had talked to different people, and the stuff that I couldn't do myself, that wasn't working, they couldn't do either. I'm still waiting on that shit to be done, but I at least have it set up enough that I can do what I immediately have to have done. Then today, whilst I was driving around doing other shit, I got an email from the insurance company telling me that they're ready to ship me a phone. I just have to go in and finish the whole rigmarole and pay for it and all that kind of stuff. With the insurance, I still have to pay $200 to replace the phone that I broke, my 2-day-old phone. So the idea of saving money and all that kind of stuff sort of got shit out the window because, you know, I just cost myself an extra $200 to replace a 2-day-old brand new phone because I dropped it. Still better than the $400 I'd have to pay if I went to Apple or if I didn't have the insurance, but it still sucks that I got to shell out $200. But I guess since I didn't have to pay the $200 to get the work phone, it's kind of a wash. That's what's been going on for the past week-ish. Technology hell. I've been stressed. Almost every video I shot over this week, I think I've done it 3 times, turned into, instead of me just telling you what happened like I just did, it turned into me frothing at the mouth, furious, and just out of control. So I'm like, I finished it and I'd be like, I can't put that out there. Delete. I can't do this. Delete. Then yesterday I started it and I got a little ways in and I got a phone call and I was on the phone call for 45 minutes. And by the time I was done with the phone call, I didn't even remember what the hell I was saying. So I just stopped. So here's the life of a creator. Here's the life of a creator that doesn't create for a living, but has to have the day job. And you got to deal with technology woes, and you got to deal with people woes, you got to deal with money woes, you got to deal with creative woes, all that kind of shit. And on top of all of this, it has bothered me that I have not been able to successfully create a video, edit it, and post it. Because I got into the habit of posting something, maybe not every day, and now I haven't posted something I think in like 2 weeks, and that bothers me. So I'm gonna try to do better. Hopefully my technology will work and I will be able to hold out and get all the shit that I need to get done prior to the Thanksgiving vacation, and then everything I'll be caught up with and I can sort of just go through the rest of the year and not be that crazy. We'll see. The best plans, what do they say? The best laid plans, you know, yeah, they never work. So that's all I wanted to talk about, but I wanted to do it out here in my Zen spot, and it is very Zen, although I can't sit down because I'm afraid I'll just fall in the water. So, yay. Okay, that's it. Just wanted to let you know why I haven't been around. I know I've gotten a lot more followers in the past couple of weeks. Sorry. Normally I post something every day. That's what I tried to get in the habit of doing. But I did warn everybody that I would not be able to do that in November and December. Or at least November and partway into December. We'll see what happens. Everything's changing on a daily basis, multiple times a day. So we'll see what happens. But for now, I'm going to start trying to post a little bit more regularly. I'll definitely be posting throughout this coming week as much as I can. And I'll try to be a little bit more interesting instead of bitching and moaning. I had to get this out though. And believe me, this is a much more watered down version of those stories with a lot less spit flying and a lot less anger than it was even 3 days ago. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. As always, thanks for joining me. Like, subscribe, and all that shit. And remember, kids, forward and up.